The Council's Mockery. The Galactic Council convened in their grand chamber, a room of towering arches and glowing panels that reflected the light of distant stars. Representatives from various alien species filled the seats, their diverse forms casting a strange and colorful array of shadows. At the center of the room was a large circular table where the most influential members sat. Among them was Chancellor Zorak, a towering figure with shimmering scales and piercing eyes. He presided over the meeting with a mixture of authority and disdain. His voice, deep and resonant, echoed off the walls as he addressed the gathered council. "Today we will discuss the latest intelligence on emerging threats," Zorak began, his gaze sweeping over the assembly. "And first on the agenda is the human threat. Apparently they have developed new weapons." A ripple of laughter spread through the room. The aliens found the notion of human weapons amusing. Their technology was vastly superior, and they saw humans as nothing more than a minor nuisance. The Council had heard of human advancements before, but they always dismissed them as insignificant. The idea that humans could pose a serious threat was laughable to these seasoned leaders. After all, humans were known for their crude technology and primitive ways. As the laughter subsided, a human envoy stepped forward. His name was Commander John Blake, a tall man in a neatly pressed uniform. His face was serious, but his eyes held a hint of defiance. He carried a small, sleek box with him, which he set on the table with a soft thud. "Honorable Council members," Commander Blake said, his voice steady, "we have come to demonstrate our latest advancements in weaponry. We believe they will be of great interest to you." The Council members exchanged amused glances. They had prepared for this moment with little expectation. Zorak's eyes twinkled with amusement as he leaned forward, resting his chin on his hand. "Very well, Commander," Zorak said, a smirk playing on his lips. "We will indulge you. Show us what you have brought." Blake nodded and opened the box, revealing a series of small, futuristic guns. Each weapon was elegantly designed with smooth lines and a polished finish. The Council members continued to watch with barely concealed smiles. "This is the latest model," Blake explained, holding up one of the guns. "It uses a new type of energy cell that enhances its power and accuracy." The Council's laughter grew louder. They whispered among themselves, making jokes about the human toy weapons. One of the alien representatives, a creature with multiple limbs and a high-pitched voice, even made a snide remark about how these weapons would be useful only as paperweights. Despite the ridicule, Blake remained composed. He gestured to the demonstration area, a space filled with various targets set up for the test. "Shall we proceed with the demonstration?" Zorak waved a hand dismissively. "Go ahead, Commander. Let us see what these advanced weapons can do." Blake nodded and began to prepare for the test. He selected one of the guns and aimed at the first target, a piece of alien metal designed to withstand extreme force. He squeezed the trigger, and a beam of energy shot out, hitting the target with a bright flash. The Council's laughter briefly faltered as they saw a small but noticeable dent form on the target. Blake continued, moving to a different target made of reinforced alloy. Again, he fired the gun, and this time the beam created a noticeable scorch mark. Still, the damage was minimal compared to the advanced technology the Council was accustomed to. The laughter soon resumed, though it was now tinged with a hint of curiosity. Some Council members leaned in closer, intrigued despite themselves. Blake turned to the last target, a large piece of alien shield material. He aimed carefully and fired, the beam cutting through the shield's outer layer. The Council's laughter grew quieter, and a few members exchanged concerned glances. The shield, although not destroyed, had been significantly damaged. Zorak's expression changed slightly, his amusement replaced by a hint of surprise. He leaned forward, studying the results with renewed interest. "Impressive, but not quite formidable. Continue, if you please." Blake nodded, feeling a glimmer of satisfaction. He prepared to demonstrate the weapon's full capabilities. As he set up for the next phase, he noticed the shift in the Council's demeanor. The earlier mockery had diminished, replaced by a cautious attention. The tension in the room grew as Blake continued his demonstration. He knew that despite the initial ridicule, this was a crucial moment. The council was beginning to see that human technology might be more advanced than they had first thought. The laughter had turned to whispers and sidelong glances, signaling that the council's confidence was starting to waver. Blake finished the demonstration with a flourish, presenting the guns in their sleek, compact cases. The council members were silent now, their previous jokes and laughter replaced by thoughtful murmurs. They began to realize that perhaps they had underestimated the humans. As the session ended, Zorak's voice, though still authoritative, now carried a note of hesitation. "Thank you, Commander. We will review your demonstration and discuss its implications." Blake nodded and collected the weapons, a small smile of triumph on his face. He knew that the real challenge was just beginning, but for now he had managed to turn the council's laughter into serious contemplation. The council members watched him leave, their amusement replaced by a newfound respect for the human technology. The room buzzed with whispers and debates as they began to reconsider their views on the human threat. The first test, the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council, was now quiet. The earlier laughter had faded, replaced by a palpable tension. The council members sat in their seats, eyes fixed on the demonstration area where Commander John Blake prepared for the first serious test of human weaponry. The demonstration area was a large, open space filled with various targets. These targets included thick metal plates, reinforced alloy blocks, and alien shield materials. The council had set up these targets to test the strength and effectiveness of the human guns. The council members were curious but still skeptical. Blake stood at the center of the demonstration area, his expression focused. He checked his equipment one last time before turning to face the audience. He could sense the change in the room's atmosphere. The laughter and mockery had been replaced by a serious interest. He knew this was his chance to prove the worth of human technology. Zorak, the council's leader, watched with a hint of unease. His earlier amusement was gone, replaced by a more cautious demeanor. He signaled to Blake, giving him the go-ahead to start the demonstration. Blake selected a gun from the collection he had brought. It was one of the newest models designed to showcase the best of human technology. He aimed carefully at the first target, a thick metal plate. He took a deep breath and squeezed the trigger. A bright beam of energy shot from the gun, striking the metal plate with a loud crack. The metal shuddered and a noticeable dent appeared. The council members leaned forward, their eyes widening. The damage was more significant than they had expected. Blake moved to the next target, a reinforced alloy block. This material was known for its toughness and was used in many advanced alien technologies. He aimed the gun and fired. The beam hit the block, and a visible scorch mark spread across its surface. The alloy began to crack under the intense energy. The council members exchanged surprised glances. The earlier skepticism was beginning to shift. Zorak's eyebrows furrowed as he took in the results. He had expected the human guns to be ineffective, but the damage they were causing was undeniable. Blake continued with the final target, a large piece of alien shield material. This material was designed to withstand extreme conditions and had been a key part of many council defense systems. He aimed carefully, adjusted the gun's settings, and fired. The beam cut through the shield's outer layer, creating a deep groove. The shield material, which had been thought to be nearly invulnerable, now showed clear signs of wear. The council members gasped, and Zorak's face grew serious. The demonstration had gone beyond their expectations. Blake saw the change in the room and knew he had made an impact. The earlier laughter was replaced by a hushed silence. The council members were now engaged in quiet discussions, analyzing the results of the test. The mockery had been replaced by genuine interest and concern. Zorak cleared his throat and addressed the room. "It appears that the human weapons have demonstrated a level of power that we did not anticipate. This requires further examination." The council members nodded in agreement. They had come to see the human guns as a joke, but the results of the demonstration had forced them to reconsider their views. The power and effectiveness of the weapons were clear, and their implications were beginning to sink in. Blake took a moment to review the results of the test. He knew that this was just the beginning. The demonstration had shown that human technology was not to be underestimated, but the real challenge would be to convince the council of its strategic value. As the council began to deliberate, Blake stood aside, quietly observing. The discussion was intense, with various members debating the potential threats and opportunities posed by the new technology. Some argued that the human weapons could be a game changer in galactic defense, while others were concerned about the balance of power shifting. Zorak called for a brief recess to allow the council members to consider their positions. The room buzzed with conversation as representatives from different species gathered in small groups, discussing the implications of what they had just witnessed. Blake used the break to prepare for the next phase of the demonstration. He knew that the council's opinion was still not fully decided, and he needed to be ready for any questions or concerns that might arise. The next part of the demonstration would be crucial in sealing the deal. As the recess ended, Zorak returned to the center of the chamber. He looked at Blake with a new level of respect. "Commander Blake, we appreciate the demonstration. Your weapons have shown capabilities that we did not anticipate. We will need to consider this new information carefully." Blake nodded, feeling a mix of relief and anticipation. The first test had been a success, but the real work was only just beginning. The council's reaction had shifted from ridicule to serious consideration, and Blake was determined to make the most of this opportunity. The council members resumed their seats, and the discussions continued. The demonstration had laid the groundwork for a new understanding of human technology, and Blake knew that the future of human involvement in galactic affairs was starting to take shape. The unexpected power. The Galactic Council chamber was abuzz with a renewed sense of urgency and intrigue. The previous demonstration of human weaponry had shaken the council, and members were now engaged in animated discussions. The earlier skepticism had given way to serious consideration, and the room was charged with a palpable sense of anticipation. Commander John Blake stood at the edge of the demonstration area, waiting for the council to reconvene. The council members had called for a break to deliberate the results of the first test, and now they were ready for the next phase. Blake could sense the shift in mood. The council's initial laughter had been replaced by a focused interest that he knew could turn into something significant. Zorak, the council leader, took his place at the center of the chamber and signaled for the proceedings to resume. His expression was more serious than before, and he addressed the room with a firm tone. "We have seen the initial results of the human weapons. Now, Commander Blake will demonstrate their true potential." Blake stepped forward, feeling the weight of the moment. He had prepared a more powerful demonstration to showcase the full capabilities of human technology. The stakes were high, and he was determined to make an impact. The next test was set up in the demonstration area, where a series of advanced targets had been arranged. These targets were designed to simulate real-world conditions and were much tougher than the previous ones. The council members watched with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Blake picked up one of the human guns, a model known for its enhanced power and precision. This was the moment to show the council that human technology was not only effective but also formidable. He aimed at the first target, a composite material used in many advanced alien defense systems. He took a deep breath and squeezed the trigger. A brilliant beam of energy shot from the gun, striking the target with a resounding impact. The energy tore through the composite material, creating a deep, glowing wound. The target, once thought to be nearly indestructible, now showed signs of severe damage. The council members leaned in, their eyes widening in astonishment. Zorak's eyebrows shot up as he watched the beam cut through the material. The damage was far greater than anyone had anticipated. The earlier doubts about human technology were beginning to dissolve. Blake moved to the next target, a shield designed to withstand extreme conditions. This shield had been used in several council defense systems and was known for its durability. He aimed carefully, adjusted the gun's settings, and fired. The beam struck the shield with incredible force. The shield's surface cracked and began to splinter, unable to handle the intensity of the human weapon. The council members gasped as they saw the shield's protective layer breaking apart. The unexpected power of the human guns was now undeniable. Zorak's expression shifted from surprise to concern. He exchanged worried glances with other council members who were now visibly uneasy. The realization that human weapons could breach their most advanced defenses was causing a stir. Blake's final test was designed to push the limits of the guns even further. He prepared for a high-stakes simulation that mimicked a real battlefield scenario. The setup included various obstacles and targets, replicating a combat environment. As the simulation began, the demonstration area was filled with the sounds of simulated explosions and energy blasts. Blake used the guns in a series of rapid, precise shots. The targets were hit with pinpoint accuracy, and the damage was substantial. The human weapons performed with a level of power and efficiency that was previously thought to be impossible. The council members watched in stunned silence as the simulation played out. The power of the human guns was displayed in full force, and the results were overwhelming. The advanced alien technology that had once seemed invincible was now being tested against the might of human innovation. Zorak stood up, his face a mix of awe and apprehension. He addressed the room with a voice that carried both respect and unease. It is clear that the human weapons possess a level of power that we had not anticipated. The implications of this demonstration are significant. The council members murmured in agreement, their earlier skepticism replaced by a newfound respect for human technology. The unexpected power of the guns had forced them to reconsider their views and reevaluate the potential threat posed by humanity. Blake felt a surge of triumph as he saw the council's reaction. The demonstration had achieved its goal, showing that human weapons were more than just advanced. They were a force to be reckoned with. The respect and concern in the room were proof that the tides had turned. As the session continued, the council members began to discuss the next steps. There were debates about the strategic implications of the human technology and how it would impact the balance of power in the galaxy. Some members were calling for further tests, while others were considering immediate adjustments to their defense strategies. Blake knew that the real challenge was still ahead. The demonstration had shown the power of human technology, but convincing the council to fully integrate it into their systems would require more effort. He was prepared to address any questions or concerns that might arise and to continue proving the value of human advancements. As the discussions continued, Blake remained at the center of the room, observing and listening. The unexpected power of the human guns had set the stage for a new chapter in galactic affairs. The Council's view of humanity had shifted from one of mockery to one of serious consideration, and Blake was determined to build on this momentum. The demonstration had been a success, but the journey was far from over. The future of human involvement in the galaxy was beginning to take shape, and Blake was ready to navigate the challenges ahead. The big show. The Galactic Council chamber was now transformed into a high-tech arena, buzzing with excitement and anticipation. The earlier tests had demonstrated the surprising power of human weaponry, and the council members were eager to see a full-scale showcase. They wanted to understand the true extent of the threat or opportunity these new weapons represented. Commander John Blake stood at the entrance of the arena, taking in the scene. The area was filled with various advanced targets and defensive systems, set up to simulate a full-blown combat scenario. The council had requested this big demonstration to see how the human guns performed in a realistic setting. Blake was ready to deliver. Zorak, the council leader, was present with a mix of curiosity and authority. He addressed the room, his voice resonating through the chamber. "We have seen preliminary demonstrations of human weapons. Now we will witness a full-scale test. This will allow us to understand the true capabilities of these technologies." The council members, along with representatives from various alien species, took their seats. They watched eagerly as Blake prepared for the big show. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of expectation. This demonstration was not just about showing power, it was about proving the strategic value of human technology. Blake took a deep breath and began setting up the demonstration. He had arranged for a series of scenarios, each designed to challenge the human guns in different ways. The first scenario was a simulated attack on a fortified position. The target was an advanced alien defense system, complete with energy shields and protective barriers. Blake selected one of the most advanced human guns, known for its high energy output. He aimed carefully at the target and fired. The beam cut through the defense system's outer shield, causing sparks and visible damage. The protective barriers began to flicker and weaken under the intensity of the energy beam. The council members watched in awe as the alien defense system struggled to hold up. The damage was significant, and the effectiveness of the human guns was becoming increasingly clear. Zorak's eyes widened as he took in the results. The Council's earlier concerns about the human technology were now being confirmed. Blake moved to the next scenario, which simulated an assault on a heavily armored spacecraft. This target was equipped with advanced shielding and reinforced hull plating designed to withstand extreme forces. The Council was particularly interested in seeing how the human weapons would fare against such a formidable opponent. Blake fired another of the human guns, this one designed for high-impact strikes. The beam hit the spacecraft's hull with a thunderous impact, causing visible dents and fractures. The advanced shielding began to fail, and the hull plating showed signs of severe stress. The Council members exchanged surprised glances, their skepticism rapidly turning into respect. The final scenario was the most ambitious. It involved a full-scale battle simulation, complete with moving targets and dynamic conditions. The setup included various obstacles, moving defense systems, and simulated enemy forces. The goal was to showcase how the human guns performed under combat conditions. As the simulation began, Blake moved swiftly through the arena, using the human guns to engage various targets. The weapons fired with precision and power, cutting through obstacles and disabling enemy defense systems. The results were impressive. Each target was hit with pinpoint accuracy, and the simulated battle unfolded with a dramatic display of human firepower. The Council members watched in rapt attention. The earlier doubts about human technology were gone, replaced by a sense of awe. The demonstration had proven that the human guns were not only powerful, but also highly effective in a combat scenario. The realism of the simulation had provided a clear picture of what these weapons could do. As the simulation ended, the arena was filled with the sounds of applause and murmurs of approval. The Council members were visibly impressed, and Zorak's expression reflected a mixture of admiration and concern. He stepped forward to address Blake and the audience. "Commander Blake," Zorak said, his voice carrying a tone of genuine respect. "Today's demonstration has shown us the full potential of human weaponry. The power and precision of these guns are remarkable. We must now consider the implications of this technology for our own defense strategies and the broader galactic balance." The Council members nodded in agreement, their earlier skepticism replaced by a newfound recognition of the human technological advancement. The big show had succeeded in proving that human weapons were a significant force, capable of challenging even the most advanced alien technologies. Blake felt a sense of accomplishment as he stood in the arena. The demonstration had been a success, and the results had exceeded expectations. The respect and interest from the Council were proof that human technology had made its mark on the galactic stage. As the session concluded, the Council began discussing the next steps. There were talks of integrating human technology into their own systems and potential collaborations with Earth. The big show had opened the door to new possibilities, and Blake was ready to explore them. The future of human involvement in galactic affairs was now on the horizon, and Blake was prepared to navigate the opportunities and challenges that lay ahead. The big show had been a pivotal moment, setting the stage for a new era of cooperation and understanding between humans and the Galactic Council. The chamber gradually emptied as the Council members left, their minds buzzing with new ideas and considerations. Blake watched them go, feeling a sense of pride and anticipation. The journey had just begun, and the path ahead promised to be as exciting as it was uncertain. The shockwave the Galactic Council chamber was now a hive of activity, filled with murmurs and animated discussions. The recent demonstration had left everyone stunned, and the atmosphere was charged with a sense of urgency. The Council members were grappling with the implications of the human weaponry they had just witnessed. The earlier tests had proven the power and precision of these guns, and now the Council was trying to process the impact. Commander John Blake, having completed the big show, took a moment to gather his thoughts. He knew that the real challenge lay ahead. The Council's respect for human technology was evident, but the next step was to deal with the consequences of this newfound recognition. As the Council members continued their discussions, Zorak, the leader, called for a special session to address the aftermath of the demonstration. He wanted to assess the full scope of the shockwave that the human technology had created. Blake prepared himself for what was to come, aware that this session would be crucial in shaping the future of human relations with the Galactic Council. The session began with Zorak addressing the room. The demonstration of human weaponry has caused a significant shockwave throughout the Council. We need to evaluate the impact of this technology on our strategic plans and defense systems. This discussion is crucial for our future decisions. Blake took his place at the front of the chamber, ready to respond to any questions or concerns. The council members were keen to understand how such advanced technology could affect their own systems and strategies. They had seen the power of the human guns, and now they needed to figure out how to deal with it. The first question came from Tirana, a prominent council member known for her expertise in defense strategies. Commander Blake, the demonstration showed that human weapons have considerable power. How do you propose we handle the integration of this technology into our systems without disrupting the current balance? Blake responded with confidence. Our aim is not to disrupt, but to complement and enhance existing systems. We believe that collaboration and integration can lead to mutual benefits. By combining human technology with your advanced systems, we can create a more robust and effective defense network. The council members listened attentively, their expressions a mix of curiosity and concern. The idea of integrating human technology into their own systems was appealing, but also fraught with potential challenges. Another council member, Xandar, known for his focus on scientific research, raised a different concern. Commander Blake, we've seen the power of the human guns, but what about their long-term reliability and maintenance? How can we ensure that these technologies remain effective over time? Blake nodded, understanding the importance of reliability. Human technology is designed with durability and adaptability in mind. We are prepared to provide ongoing support and maintenance to ensure that the systems remain effective. We can also share detailed technical documentation and training to facilitate smooth integration. The discussions continued as council members asked various questions about the implications of human technology. They were concerned about potential disruptions to existing systems, the risk of over-reliance on new technology, and the impact on their own strategic planning. As the session progressed, it became clear that the Council was taking the shockwave of human technology seriously. They recognized the need to carefully evaluate the potential benefits and risks. The respect for human advancements was evident, but there was also a sense of caution as they navigated this new territory. Zorak concluded the session with a call for a strategic review. The shockwave caused by this demonstration is significant. We must conduct a thorough review of our systems and strategies to understand how best to integrate and utilize human technology. We will reconvene once we have evaluated our options. The council members dispersed, deep in thought as they began their review. Blake watched them go, feeling a mix of relief and anticipation. The demonstration had achieved its purpose, creating a shockwave that had captured the council's attention. Now it was up to the council to decide how to move forward. Blake used the time to prepare for the next phase of negotiations. He knew that the integration of human technology would require careful planning and collaboration. The potential for a new alliance with the Galactic Council was within reach, but it would take effort to build and sustain. As Blake left the chamber, he reflected on the impact of the demonstration. The shockwave had proven that human technology was a force to be reckoned with, and the Council's response had shown that they were serious about exploring its potential. The path ahead was uncertain, but the opportunities were promising. The Galactic Council's review would be crucial in determining the future of human involvement in galactic affairs. Blake was ready to address any further concerns and to work towards building a partnership that could benefit both humans and the Council. The shockwave created by the demonstration had set the stage for a new era of cooperation and understanding. The future was unfolding, and Blake was prepared to navigate the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. The journey was just beginning, and the impact of human technology was poised to shape the course of galactic history. The New Deal, the Galactic Council Chamber, had become a hub of activity since the shockwave caused by the demonstration of human weaponry. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of urgency and anticipation. Council members and representatives from various alien species were now focused on negotiating the next steps. The once skeptical attitudes had shifted to serious consideration of a new alliance with humanity. Commander John Blake was back in the chamber, prepared for a crucial meeting. The Council had called for this session to discuss the implications of human technology and to negotiate a new deal. Blake knew that this was a pivotal moment, one that could shape the future of human relations with the Galactic Council. Zorak, the Council leader, opened the session with a formal address. "We have completed our review of the human technology and its impact. The results are clear. The power and precision of these weapons are substantial. We are here today to discuss a potential new deal that could redefine our collaboration." Blake took a seat at the negotiation table, ready to engage in discussions. The council members were seated around him, their expressions a mix of seriousness and curiosity. The discussions were about to begin, and Blake was determined to make a strong case for human involvement. Zorak continued, "We recognize the potential benefits of integrating human technology into our systems. However, we must also address the concerns and establish terms that are fair and beneficial for both parties. Let us begin with the key points of the New Deal." The first point on the agenda was the integration of human technology into Council defense systems. The Council members wanted assurances that this integration would enhance their existing systems without causing disruptions. Blake was prepared to address these concerns. "We are committed to working closely with your teams to ensure a smooth integration," Blake said. "We will provide technical support, training, and maintenance to ensure that human technology complements and enhances your systems. Our goal is to create a synergy that benefits both parties." The council members nodded, their expressions showing approval. The idea of collaboration rather than competition was appealing. Zorak then moved on to the next point, the sharing of knowledge and resources. "We are interested in the exchange of knowledge and resources," Zorak said. "What can humanity offer in terms of scientific research, technology, and other resources that could benefit the Galactic Council?" Blake was ready with an answer. "Humanity has made significant advancements in various fields, including space exploration, medical technology, and energy systems. We are open to sharing our research and resources to advance mutual goals. This exchange can foster innovation and improve our capabilities." The discussion then turned to the economic aspects of the New Deal. The council members were interested in how the new alliance would impact trade and economic relations. They wanted to ensure that the deal would be beneficial for all parties involved. Blake addressed these concerns. "We propose a framework for trade and economic cooperation that includes fair exchange of resources, technology, and expertise. We believe that this partnership can lead to economic growth and prosperity for both humans and the Council." The negotiations were progressing smoothly, but there were still a few concerns to address. One of the Council members, Lyra, raised a point about security and oversight. "How will we ensure that the integration of human technology does not pose a security risk? What measures will be in place to address potential issues?" Blake acknowledged the concern. "We propose establishing a joint oversight committee to monitor the integration process and address any security issues that may arise. This committee will include representatives from both humanity and the Galactic Council to ensure transparency and cooperation." The council members considered this proposal, and Zorak gave a nod of approval. "The oversight committee is a reasonable solution. It will help us manage the risks and ensure that the integration proceeds smoothly." As the discussions continued, the terms of the New Deal began to take shape. The Council and humanity were on the verge of agreeing on a comprehensive framework that would guide their collaboration. The sense of cooperation and mutual respect was evident. Zorak concluded the session with a positive note. "We have made significant progress in our discussions. The New Deal will establish a foundation for a strong and mutually beneficial partnership between humanity and the Galactic Council. We will review the final terms and move forward with the implementation." Blake felt a sense of accomplishment as the session drew to a close. The negotiations had been productive, and the New Deal promised to open doors to exciting opportunities. The future of human involvement in galactic affairs was taking shape, and the potential for growth and collaboration was immense. As the council members left the chamber, Blake reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. The path from skepticism to cooperation had been challenging, but the results were promising. The New Deal was a significant step forward, and Blake was eager to see it come to fruition. The next steps would involve finalizing the agreement, setting up the Joint Oversight Committee, and beginning the process of integration. Blake was prepared to navigate these challenges and work towards building a successful partnership with the Galactic Council. The New Deal represented a turning point in human relations with the galaxy. It was an opportunity to forge new alliances, share knowledge, and enhance capabilities. As Blake left the chamber, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and anticipation. The future was unfolding, and the potential for collaboration was boundless. A new era, the Galactic Council chamber, was abuzz with excitement and activity. After weeks of intense negotiations and preparations, the new deal between humanity and the Galactic Council was about to be officially signed. The atmosphere was filled with anticipation as representatives from various alien species gathered to witness the historic moment. The chamber, once a place of skepticism, was now a symbol of newfound cooperation and mutual respect. Commander John Blake stood at the forefront of the chamber, feeling a mixture of pride and excitement. The journey from the initial demonstration to this momentous occasion had been long and challenging. Now, the hard work was about to pay off as the New Deal was set to mark the beginning of a new era in intergalactic relations. Zorak, the council leader, addressed the assembled crowd with a tone of formal gravitas. Today, we embark on a new chapter in our history. The agreement we are about to sign represents a significant step towards greater collaboration and understanding between humanity and the Galactic Council. This deal is a testament to our shared vision for a brighter future. The room erupted in applause, and the representatives exchanged hopeful glances. The New Deal promised to open up a range of opportunities for both humans and the Council, including the integration of advanced technology, knowledge exchange, and economic cooperation. The signing ceremony was more than just a formality. It was a symbol of a promising new beginning. Blake stepped forward to take his place at the signing table. He was joined by Zorak and several other council representatives. Each person had a stack of documents in front of them, outlining the terms of the New Deal. Blake carefully reviewed the documents, ensuring that everything was in order before signing. As the pens moved across the pages, the gravity of the moment became clear. The signatures on the documents marked the official start of a new partnership. The deal was comprehensive, covering various aspects of collaboration, including technology integration, trade agreements, and joint research initiatives. The ceremony concluded with a sense of celebration. Representatives from both humanity and the Galactic Council shook hands and exchanged congratulatory remarks. The New Deal was not just a contract. It was a commitment to working together for the benefit of all parties involved. Blake felt a sense of accomplishment as he looked around the chamber. The initial skepticism and doubts had been replaced by a spirit of cooperation and optimism. The successful negotiation of the New Deal was a testament to the dedication and perseverance of everyone involved. In the weeks following the signing, the process of implementing the New Deal began. Teams from both humanity and the Galactic Council started working together on various projects, including technology integration and joint research initiatives. The initial phases of collaboration went smoothly, and the results were promising. One of the first major projects was the integration of human technology into Council defense systems. Teams worked tirelessly to ensure that the advanced human guns and other technologies were seamlessly incorporated into the existing frameworks. The goal was to enhance the Council's defense capabilities while maintaining operational efficiency. Blake stayed actively involved in the process, overseeing the integration efforts and addressing any challenges that arose. The collaboration between human and Council engineers was productive, and the results were starting to show. The enhanced defense systems were proving to be more effective and versatile, adding a new dimension to the Council's capabilities. Another significant aspect of the New Deal was the exchange of knowledge and resources. Research teams from both sides began sharing their findings and expertise, leading to new discoveries and advancements. The collaboration fostered innovation and opened up new possibilities for scientific and technological progress. Trade agreements also came into effect, leading to increased economic cooperation between humanity and the Galactic Council. The exchange of resources and technologies led to mutual benefits, driving economic growth and prosperity. The new trade routes and agreements created opportunities for businesses and communities on both sides. As the months passed, the positive impact of the New Deal became increasingly evident. The collaboration between humanity and the Galactic Council was not only productive, but also inspiring. The partnership had created a new era of intergalactic relations, marked by cooperation, respect, and shared goals. Blake reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. The transition from skepticism to cooperation had been challenging, but the results were worth the effort. The New Deal had set the stage for a promising future, and the potential for growth and collaboration was boundless. The new era was characterized by a sense of optimism and excitement. The successful implementation of the New Deal had demonstrated the benefits of working together, and both humanity and the Galactic Council were eager to explore the opportunities that lay ahead. As Blake looked out at the stars, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. The future was unfolding with endless possibilities, and the partnership with the Galactic Council was just the beginning. The new era promised to bring new challenges and opportunities, and Blake was ready to embrace them with enthusiasm and determination. The signing of the New Deal had marked the start of a new chapter in galactic history. The cooperation between humanity and the Galactic Council was a symbol of what could be achieved when different civilizations worked together towards common goals. The future was bright, and the journey was only beginning.